What's up, friends? The Nerdy Filmmaker here. It is a rainy day here in cloudy Montreal. And so I thought, what better thing to do than make a video about montages? I don't know. I've been editing for many years now, and I have done my fair share of montages, and it's definitely a tool that's used a lot. So let's talk about different reasons to use a montage and what they can accomplish within your film. Now, regardless of the intention of your montage, it can be used comedically, dramatically, or informationally. So the first use, and it's usually the most common one, is to show the passage of time. Whether that's some people moving into a new home, you want to see them set up the space real fast, right? Instead of showing a time lapse, you just show, oh, a book's being put in, a paintbrush on the wall. Oh my God, I got paint on my face, ha 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 hug. And at the end, they're standing there and they're looking at the whole thing. Or maybe it's to show someone's journey from one spot to another and all the places they've passed along the way. And that brings us to the second point, which is not just a lapsing of time, but also some kind of character development or progression within the character's story arc. Now, there are two really famous montages, both of which show obviously a passage of time, but also a character progression. They could not be any more different than they are. There is the Rocky training montage, right? He sets himself out on a goal, and all of a sudden he's punching meat and running upstairs, and you see his skills progress through that montage. That's the first one, and that's done at kind of like, if I remember correctly, like a middle point of the movie, or maybe even kind of coming up to his fight. On the other hand, a very famous montage that charmed and pulled at the heartstrings of audiences around the world was the opening of Up. Now, this montage is setting the scene for the entire film. It's setting up the character, and you get to see the entire life of your lead character in the first 2 minutes of the movie, and sets up everything. It not only explains why he is the way he is, but it also gives you all this backstory that immediately helps you empathize with the main character, who's a real curmudgeon, but you see where it's coming from, and so, oh my God, we love this character. So, montage, character progression, character development, fantastic. Now, the third way that montages can be used is to be showing two or more things that are happening either simultaneously or not at once. And a lot of the time, the reason that this is used is not only just to get more information in, but it's to actually create a matching theme or a mirroring, like a juxtaposition between these two events. Now, I use this within a short film that I directed called Dystonia, where I'm creating a mirror between the lead character, who is a violinist but is suffering from a medical condition that he just got diagnosed with called focal hand dystonia, creating a juxtaposition between that and the quartet that he usually plays in. We start off with that comparison, but then all of a sudden he's rushing away to go meet with them because he realizes he's late for practice. All the while, the music from the quartet is scoring underneath his running and some dialogue. But it doesn't necessarily have to be two things that are literally happening at the same time. They're using montage to, let's say, mirror something that's happening to a lead character in present time, something that they're going through in the moment, but then also something they experienced within the past as a child, with their parents or at school or something like that. There's a montage in both the end of Buffy, I believe, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and at the end of Captain Marvel, where they're using the lead character getting up and feeling empowered, and then kind of using that to empower young women around the world who are standing up to bullies, who are taking their place at I think there was one like they get up and they adjust their hat at like the pitches, at the baseball mound, whatever you call that, the diamond. But essentially they're using what's happening to the main character and creating a thematic juxtaposition with all these other characters from around the world. Not necessarily happening at the same time, but it's thematic. Now, montages can be really corny and overused, so watch out for that. I wouldn't necessarily always say jump to a montage to show a bunch of information, but if you need to, you can. It can be really powerful. It can also really suck. So make sure that you're approaching it with a very critical eye and that your editor is good. And yeah, you know, there you go. That's a montage. I don't have much more to say on that. That's what you can use montages for. So have you used a montage in one of your projects before? I would love to know. If so, drop a comment in the comments, and I would love to check them out. All right? Cool bean! Hey, see you on the flippity flop, friends. I'm gonna go stand in the rain. I'm not gonna do that. Camera off.